But yeah, we need something new, baby. And we ain't getting it from PlayStation 5, Rob, because
Yeah.
Sony says
Yeah.
it's not releasing any new major existing franchise games until 2025. So
What?
2024 is going to be pretty slim pickings, Rob, after we saw the wonderful Spider-Man 2 and God of War Ragnarok last year. We ain't getting nothing this year.
Nope. Nothing this year. I don't want to sign up. Thank you.
And like Jeff said, this is the 5th year since launch. So it's not people are talking about the end of the PlayStation cycle, but to me, I think they want to have like 10-year lifespans for these consoles. So if we're entering the 5th year, this seems like the halfway point for the PlayStation 5. In my mind, that's
It's so silly.
my...
Imagine this is the halfway point for the PlayStation 5, but they're only now just starting to make console exclusive PlayStation 5 games. And what I mean by that is they're not dual releasing on the PlayStation 4. They're just now abandoning that and starting to make games that are only PS5. And it's halfway through the console's life cycle.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think a lot of that, I mean, just if you think about like I said, you couldn't even get it for 2 years. I mean, you know, everybody that wanted one got one, but you couldn't realistically just go get one and play one for years. I mean, this generation has been pretty shitty, I think, overall, to be honest. Not the games, but if we're talking just consoles, right? I think it's been a pretty shitty generation. I think I don't think in this article it points out to me why I don't think Microsoft is that off. I think Microsoft has a more American audience. I think they have to answer to American press more than, like, let's say Sony in Japan, right? And I think that you're looking at something like, I think consoles in general are just stale. Even Power World, I'm playing that on my PC, right? Any huge games, like, you know, Fortnite's huge on PC. It's big everywhere, big mobile, big on console, but it was huge on PC when it first came out, you know, until it eventually migrated to the other ones. So I just think, like, that's why, to me, that, like, these two things are related. And I think this points out why Microsoft it looks worse for Microsoft, but I think that's because people want it to be kind of in a way, right? Where like Sony doesn't have anything great either to me right now. I know Spider-Man came out, like, that's cool, you know. You had a good God of War game not that long ago. I guess that's kind of cool. But, like, if we're talking
free DLC, don't forget.
yeah, that's true. I just feel like they're all lacking. I don't think anybody's really carrying the torch of consoles.
Even Nintendo
right now.
Even the Switch.
I think the Switch is doing pretty well. Switch is doing pretty well, but outside of that, I mean, you know, there hasn't been, like, really a refresh on that. Like, I think we would expect something to come from that, you know, this next year or something like that. But I just think, yeah, this generation, maybe aside from the Switch, I guess if the Switch bleeds into this generation, I just don't think the Sony and Microsoft offerings have been really great. They just don't have much, you know? And then, like, you have layoffs now. Like, they mentioned it in that Xbox video too. Like, you just basically killed you kind of, like, skeleton crewed the industry, right? So what are we ever going to get? And this isn't COVID. This is normal now, right? Or supposedly. So I just don't get it. I don't know how any of them are covered to, like, take the torch, basically.
I think it's going to be third-party games and the smaller independent ones. They talked about it in this article. They announced there's going to be no major projects currently under development or coming out in 2024, but they've got a handful of games coming out, including Stellar Blade and the Until Dawn remake. So stuff like that is coming out, but not the big first-party stuff like God of War and Spider-Man 2. So I think it's going to be the independent stuff, the stuff that we didn't know about, like Pal World, like stuff that is not on our radar. That's going to be the stuff that we're going to be talking about on this podcast as the year rolls on.
What's that other game coming out? Ronin, Rise of the Ronin. Like that's gonna be good.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, we
Oh,
talked
yeah,
about it on the
yeah,
State of Play
yeah.
episode. There's a ton of stuff that I'm
There's
interested
good stuff
in,
coming out,
but it's just not
a lot of
first party stuff.
Yeah.
So we will see. But